I felt this was fitting, and I just wanted to get into this topic. And tonight we're in the middle of a series called Why Jesus? And the idea of this is out of all the other religions, out of all the other faith, out of everything else we do, why have some people given their entire lives to this guy named Jesus? And that's the question we've been asking the last couple of weeks. And so tonight I've actually subtitled it, The Jesus That Gives Us Strength. And so I was, preparing for this, and I want to read you this quote I read this week. And it says here, when you are healthy, you have 1,000 problems. But when you are sick, you only have one problem, and that is to get healthy. And I often think about the gospel. I think about us as a church, Heart House, you and I, that we come here and we gather and we're here and we've all got real lives, we've all got real experiences, we've all got real stuff going on. And I think about what the gospel actually is. And I wrote this down and I just wanted to just read it out to you, and this is what I believe. Yes, the gospel that I'm preaching right now is come as you are. It's come as you are, it's walk in as you are, it's work through and come as you are. But by no means is the gospel stay as you are. There's something Jesus does where he starts to transform your life. He starts to change things. I wrote down here, Jesus actually called some people in the room tonight. You might not believe this before you walked in here, but Jesus has actually called you to overcome what you're battling with right now. Jesus has actually, has come not just for us to come as we are, but to hopefully leave different, leave inspired, leaving like the life's battles and the things that are going on that maybe we have a chance of getting over this or getting through this. See, Jesus isn't just accepting in his grace, but he's transforming in his love. And I want to encourage someone tonight, although you might feel weak and worn down and under pressure and all these things that come with life, that Jesus uses what he calls his power and his strength through you to not just survive life, but actually thrive through it. Jesus has called us as a church, as people, to have victory over our trauma and troubles, and to not just, like I said, come as we are, but not stay as we are, because here's the thing about Jesus. Finding him isn't to remove your problems. It's to teach you how to handle them. I always thought, I'll become a pastor. There'll be no problems. You're like, I gave my life to God. Why is there all problems in my life all of a sudden? Because Jesus doesn't eliminate problems. He starts to teach you how to handle them. And sometimes as the local church, we need to realize, yes, we can come as we are, but we need to not stay as we are. God's called you to overcome what needs to be overcome. I want to encourage someone tonight, before I even preach, I'm not even preaching yet, but I want to encourage someone tonight, maybe I just need to hear this myself, but whatever's going on in your life right now, and I'm speaking heart to heart, I'm not just fluffing and talking just for the fun of it, whatever's going on in your life right now, if you partner with Jesus, all things are possible. If you invite God into your life right now, everything you think can't be worked through, you'll be able to work through it. If there's some things in your life that you think no way could be fixed, healed, or changed, I'm telling you now, there's a Jesus that when you partner with him, he can heal anything. And sometimes we doubt it, and sometimes we're not sure, and sometimes we realize the real us. But here's the reality. God's power is always made strong in our weakness. And I believe tonight that anyone here that's suffering with some weakness, there's a God that will give you strength tonight, and you'll be able to get through anything in your life. I believe that. I'm not just preaching tonight because it's you need to preach. I'm preaching out of the heart that I have to go to God and go, God, not through my strength, but your strength. So why Jesus? Because he's the Jesus that gives us strength. He's the Jesus that walks through you through troubled times. The Bible says that although I walk through the valley shadow of death. It never says around. It never says over. It never says the angels will pick you up and throw you. It says although you will walk through the valley of shadow of death, it says Jesus will be with you. So tonight I wanted to read you this scripture. It's an amazing story of Jesus. And he's doing his thing as usual, and he's walking around, and he's with the disciples. And we're going to pick it up in Luke 8:40, and it says here, now when Jesus returned, a crowd welcomed him. And they were all there because they were all expecting him. So it wasn't a guest appearance. They knew he was coming, and so the crowd started to build up. And there was a man there named Jairus, a synagogue leader, that had came and fallen to Jesus' feet, pleading with him, come to my house, because his only daughter, a girl of the age of 12, was dying. And Jesus was on his way, but the crowd around him, because it was so intense, nearly crushed him. In verse 43, it says here, and a woman was there in the crowd, and she was subject to bleeding for 12 years, but no one could heal her. So she came up behind Jesus and touched the edge of his cloak. And immediately her bleeding stopped. Now Jesus says in verse 45, and I want someone to pick up on this tonight. Jesus says, who touched me? Jesus asked. And they all denied it. Even Peter said, Master, one of the disciples, you got to be crazy, man. There's so many people around. There's a whole crowd. They're all pushing against you. Heaps of people are touching you. And Jesus says something in 46 that I want to preach into someone's heart tonight. I want you to pick up what I'm saying with this. Then Jesus said, someone touched me. I know because the power has gone from without me. It has left. It's left me. And I want you to think about this for a second. Jesus doesn't know who touched him. He doesn't know what's going on, but he's aware enough that without his control, without his authority, without him saying it, his power was released. And in verse 47, the woman that was there, she couldn't go unnoticed. She came trembling before his feet in the presence of all the people. And she had told them why she had touched Jesus. And she said, I touched Jesus and I was instantly healed. And in verse 48, Jesus says to her, that he said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace. Now you think about the stuff in your life, the worries, the weakness, the things that keep you up at night, all the things we go through as humans. And you think about it. You think about how weak you are, how hard it is, how stressful it is, whatever's going on in your life, you would know. And Jesus not only heals her, which is great, but he says something that I found interesting. He says, now daughter, go in peace. See, she comes to him as she was, but she leaves different. You want to know what the ultimate sign of strength is in anyone's life? It's the peace they carry when everything else is falling around them. It's the peace they carry on the inner peace when everything looks like it's crazy. And here's what I wanted to say tonight as one of my only points of this story. This is what I want to say. If you give Jesus your weakness, he will give you his strength. See, we do it the other way around. We say, I'll get strong. I'll get better. I'll understand the Bible more. I'll understand the inner workings of God more. I'll worship louder. I'll work my way into a healing. But I know a God that says, if you give me your weakness, I'll give you my strength. Her faith released his strength. And I know that for some people, you're feeling weak, exhausted, whatever it is. I'm telling you now, Jesus ain't waiting for you to get it polished and perfect to come to the feet of him so he can tell you to go away in peace. He's saying, bring your weakness and I promise you'll leave with strength. You know, I try to be strong all the time. I kind of try to show off, and I don't know if any other husbands do this or men in the house, maybe women, who knows. Where you get home from the grocery shop and you're like, I'm going to do this all in one go. Like, I am not returning trips. I am not going back to the car. I am going to do this all in one go. And logistically, you know it's impossible. Like, you just know this ain't going to happen. There's a lot of groceries. But in my heart and in my faith, you know, like, I'm going to do this. I reckon I can get everything back to the house in one go. And Kirsty just always shakes her head at me and she goes, you're crazy. And anyway, so I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but anyway, I try to like ego trip and get all the groceries in one go. It never works out. But I was thinking about this tonight. I've got some bags here. I just want to bring them up because I kind of want to demonstrate what God was speaking to me about this week. And I think about kind of just visualizing the gospel for us. Just having an example of it. Look, at the end of the day, this might be your life. And this is my life. Let's just say this could be my life this week. We're all in this together. But this is our life. And forget the branding, that's not really important. Knowing this is Audi, it's probably it can't destruct itself. But we're going to work with this. But this is us. This is, let's say we're the bag, and this is our lives, and things happen, and we know that. And I bought these heavy waters up here. Because sometimes you think like someone's just, doing their thing, and all of a sudden they experience some hardship. Am I alone on this one? Anyone experience hardship in the place tonight? Like, I'm not preaching to myself here. Like, sometimes we experience some hardship, and so we add that to our bag, and it's here. We're not escaped from that. It's part of what we do. Sometimes we're following God, and we've got the bag, and we're doing our thing, and all of a sudden we experience some form of loss. There's loss in our family, there's loss and sickness, or there's something that has gone wrong, and so we, add that to our kind of what we're doing. It's starting to get a bit heavy now. Sometimes like we're battling some sickness, and this is not tied to whether you're a Christian or not. It's not whether you're full-time Christian or you're part-time or you're just discovering it. It's just all of us carry stuff. Like everyone's going to carry stuff, whether you're in the church or not. And so we experience, change of plans. Our life hasn't gone the way we thought it would go. So we add that and starting to carry that around. Sometimes we have disappointments, relationship breakdowns, things that just seem like they're too heavy to carry. But we carry them because it's life and you can't just ignore it. And sometimes and I'm with you, church. I'm not preaching at you tonight. I'm with you. We have past hurts. Kind of some hurts we carry, and that's okay. Some of us, we even have internal battles. No one sees them. You're the only one who knows they go on, but no one sees them, and they don't know why you're heavy, but they just know something's not right, and it's because it's internal and no one really sees it, and you're carrying that. And before you know it, you just start carrying everything. And we do, because we're human and we're allowed to. I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying we start to, and it starts to get heavy. That's all right, but because I'm at church, so. And then we're like, I'm going to do something with my life. I'm going to do something with my life. I'm going to tell people about the good news and the gospel. And, we know we've got, sometimes the kids are stressful. Sometimes our marriages are stressful. Sometimes we've had bad news at work. And we try to carry it because that's what we're taught to do. We're taught that it's not okay to not be okay. You have to just work through it. Get over it. Just put up with it. And so we go to do something in our lives. We know that God's called us, so we know that He's doing something, and we go to do it, and it's just really heavy. I told you they're strong. We're just swinging through life. Man, this is a Christmas miracle. I feel like I'm in school. I'm getting bullied on the playground after this. And that's it. The calling's over. The belief that God could use our life's over. The hope that maybe our marriage or whatever, it's over. Not because you can't avoid these things, they happen. I'm not saying you should have avoided them. They are going to happen, they will happen, and you right now are carrying them. And this is what Jesus was showing me this week. That this is my strength. And sometimes I really have to lean on his strength. Now let me just show you how it's going to work. First of all, still got troubles. Still got difficult times in my life. Still got to manage through sickness and loss and all these other things. Still got to be in church and fight the inner things in my life without anyone knowing. We're on the same page here, and we start to realize this is part of it. Still got all the stuff going on. We walk into church. We walk around our lives, and the bottles are still stacking. And it's still heavy. But I know you guys know this one ain't going to break. You want to risk it? Doesn't see you trust me? Claire, OH&S, was like, no! And you're probably thinking, where's he going with this? What's up with this? Well, I don't understand. I'll tell you something profound that God gave me this week that I want someone in the room to hear. And you need to put this in your heart. When it comes to finding God, the bottle stacking doesn't change. You'll still have issues. You'll still have things you've got to work through. You'll still have, and I want to preach this from my heart because sometimes the false narrative of the gospel is that Jesus is some magic genie that will erase all my problems. And he's not. You know that. You're sitting here. Some of you are like, I've been following God my whole life. I've got heaps of stuff going on. And I never want that to be the message because people are like, well, I came to church and you preach about why Jesus, and I gave why Jesus a go, and then the first week I lost my job, and the second week this happened, and they started to go, maybe God's not real. You got to be upfront about this. But I'll tell you what I have learned. I learned this week. Is that the paper bag is obviously my strength, and that's fine. You know that. And it will collapse eventually. And this bag's God's strength. But the most profound thing God told me this week, and I wanted to share this tonight with you, is no matter what happens, at the end of the day, He will still allow you to carry the bag. It's just whose strength is holding it. The bag doesn't go away. Whether you're a believer or not, you never come back to this church again because you might have checked it out and you're like, this is crazy and I'm out. You're still going to carry the bag. It's just whose strength is holding it. And at the end of the day, sometimes, and as much as I don't want to do this, this is building strength in my life, not because I am strong, but because He is strong through me. There's some people out there right now that, you know, I might be talking to your heart. You know the stuff you've had to work through and go through. And I want to say, I know you're strong because you are leaning on Him and you gave up you a while ago. At the end of the day, you'll still carry it. It's just who's holding it. And I don't know about you, church, but I don't wish this upon anyone all my life. But if I understand something, that God's trying to make me stronger, not because I'm going to make it, but so the world around me sees that He made it through me, then that's what the gospel is. You never want to ever take credit that you fixed it, that you were the best parent or you fix the marriage, or you stop you never want to take credit for it. You want to say, hey, I had to carry the weight, but man, I had a God that was holding it. Man, you go through some stuff, you got some stuff going on. Yeah, I know, just like you, we get it. But man, I got a God that helps me carry it. And I don't know if it's encouraging tonight or everyone's just trying to figure it out. But I want to tell you right now, something powerful happens when you bring your weakness and Jesus gives you his strength. I'm not preaching tonight because I'm strong. I'm preaching tonight because he's strong. Our church ain't going to change the world because we're awesome. It's going to change the world because he's awesome. My marriage isn't going to be perfect because I read enough books about it. My marriage will work its way out because I put God in the middle of it. Your marriage, your kids, everything. Invite Jesus in. The bottles, yep, still there. The fights, yep, still there. The trauma, the troubles, yep, still there. But I'm carrying my bag, but God's holding it. Strong Christians aren't because they're strong. It's because they partnered up with the right gym partner. And I never want to take credit for it. You know, next week when we come to church, it's going to be a great Sunday. And the week after that, and the year after that, and every moment after that, because I'm not carrying this anymore. He is. I didn't want to say this, but I will, and then I'm going to go. But sometimes the biggest blessing in your life is the trouble God allowed to come to your doorstep. Because if you weren't meant to get stronger, then just stay out of the limelight. But if you're in here tonight and troubles come to your door in your life, in your past, anytime, that's God showing you that if you partner with him, he'll get you through it. And he'll use your life to save and help and rescue the people around you. Isaiah 40:28 says here as the band comes, do you not know, church? Do you not know, Sam? Do you not know, visitor tonight? Have you not heard? The Lord is an everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will never grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youth grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those that hope in the Lord will renew their strength, and they will soar on the wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And right now you need to know this. There's going to be a moment where you need to start exchanging your weakness for his strength. Not get strong, come to God. Bring the weakness to God. God, this happened last year. God, this happened 10 years ago. God, this happened when I was a teenager. God, this is happening right now. And I'm going to give it to you. Because I came as I was, but mark my words, tonight I'm not leaving as I am. Bleeding for 12 years. One touch, Jesus' power is released. The strength of him is released. Not even on his command, not even on his plan, not even because he figured it out. He's asking, who the heck reached out to me? I'm telling you right now, if you're struggling, you got some pain, whether it's present, past, or it's history, start to put it in the hands of God and touch his cloak. Don't leave the same. You'll leave the same as the bottles will still be there and you'll still be carrying the weight of whatever happened, but there will be a different degree of strength that walks with you as you leave. Come as you are. Don't stay as you are. The story of a girl bleeding for 12 years was not she left bleeding, but she was in peace. She walked away and said, no one else could have done this. I'm believing tonight there's some strength that you think no therapist, no pastor, no person, no one in this room could fix. You're right, but Jesus can. You just have to have your faith that releases his strength. It's not a Jesus issue. He's not gatekeeping it. We're just going to have faith that if we push through the noise, that his strength would fall upon us. And I'm believing tonight in my own life that I will leave here tonight, mark my words, stronger than I was when I turned up this afternoon, and so will you, friend. Stronger, not because we did it, but because he's going to do it through us. Amen? It's like, that's the gospel where we don't have to carry weight because it doesn't exist. It's there. We're all going to carry stuff. And I'm proud of people that are carrying stuff. Like, good on you, well done. Give it up for all the people that have carried stuff and they're doing well at it. Like, life's hard, man. Life's got some difficulties. We need to celebrate those that are carrying it. You might not have mastered it, you don't have to. God's grace is bigger than that. But man, the fact you're carrying it and you're showing up and you're giving it another go, come on. Someone's got to feel the presence of God around that. I know I do. All right, I'm gone. Love you. See you soon.